Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one comes from Square Review 4637. Am I the beehole for telling my mom I can't trust her? Earlier today, I, a 21-year-old female, had an argument with my mom, which led to me telling her I couldn't trust her, which she called rude and an overreaction. For years, my mom has had this bad habit of secretly donating our clothes without telling us. Sometimes it was stuff that she thought was too small for us, but most of the time it was just clothes that she didn't like or didn't want us to wear anymore. For example, I really like professional wrestling and have received many t-shirts of my favorite wrestlers as gifts over the years. Yet, the only one I still have is from this past November. My mom doesn't understand why I like wrestling, probably because I'm a girl, and even when I tried to ask where my merch is gone, she always shooed me off. Donation bag would always be in her closet, so if I noticed I was missing an item of clothing, odds are it was in the big donation bag. Since early as middle school, when I started noticing that she would take my clothes, I always asked her to please check with me before donating any of my clothes. Of course she didn't, and continued to pick things out of the laundry, or even go so far as going into my drawers and closet to take things. A few months ago, I found a really nice dress of mine that I bought in the donation bag, and I blew up, screaming and begging her to ask me anytime she would donate clothes. This seemed to get her, and she stopped taking things until earlier today. In the car with her today, I looked in the back seat and noticed the donation bag, but peeking out was the arm of a sweater I had literally bought last week. I grabbed the bag and noticed my last remaining wrestling t-shirt, about 5 pairs of my socks, and even some bowls and plates I had bought for my apartment next year. Oh man, what is her deal? Back to it. We began arguing, with her not giving me a clear reason to why those were in the donation bag, and I told her that because she went back on her word, I can't trust her anymore. I think it was a valid reaction, but she disagrees. Thoughts? My thoughts are she shouldn't be going into your room to take your stuff to donate. I assume this is some kind of weird control thing where she doesn't like what you're wearing and thinks since you're a girl you should wear this, but then again, you're talking about a dress, and that's, girly, so why would you want to get rid of that? I took a look in the comments, and it looks like Timely Egg 6827 is going through the same thing. Not the beehole. My mom pulled this type of stuff with clothes, and also, more importantly, books, including the first one my dad gave me. If she didn't like it or felt it wasn't appropriate, then it tended to disappear. Did it to my dad too. First it would go in the wash, then in her drawer for a couple weeks, and if you didn't notice or ask for it, then it went down to the charity shop down in where she worked, in or the bin. And it's not always easy to notice less worn clothes missing. She even did it when I moved out. It was basically a way of control and making sure you match her image of you. Of course she would disagree. She knows best and is doing the right thing. You're just a silly child who can't understand how not matching her curated image of you hurts. Problem is, rocking the boat just makes her more sneaky. I tended to hide stuff I wanted to keep. This type of parent does train you up to be a liar, sadly. Worse when she threatened to do it with my pets, but would give them away to a shelter with money. So alright, they have a good life elsewhere. Worried me enough that I had my local shelters on alert. Okay, so that feels abusive. Hey, I'm gonna put your animals in a place where, a shelter, and they'll only make it 3 days. In my case, personally, I didn't even get a day to look for my dog when they, handled her. On the plus side, it looks like you're doing what I would suggest you do and move out. Sounds like you got a year before you can get out of there. She's already throwing away your pots and plates for your new place, that's probably another way of controlling, trying to keep you there. But OP, no, you're not the beehole. I would probably do what the other person says. Start hiding things, start getting things prepped, and so when you're ready to go, you're ready to go. Because I don't think it's gonna stop. She sounds kind of like a klepto a little bit. Like this is just something she's gonna do no matter what you say. So OP, no, not the beehole. And our next one is from Cold and Sleepy 7. Am I the beehole for not pretending my girlfriend's plushies are real? My 27-year-old male girlfriend, a 27-year-old female, has lots of plushies, about 30. Every morning she arranges them on her bed, and every night they go from her bed to the couch, still neatly arranged. One morning she asked me to put the plushies on the bed and got upset when I didn't arrange them properly. I asked her what the big deal was, since they're gonna go back on the couch at night anyway. but she got upset because she wants them to be comfortable. Every now and then, when we're watching TV or something, she'll ask me to hold a plushie because they need attention. I'm fine with all this and used to think it was cute, but it's gotten to a point where she wants me to talk to them. She'll pick up a plushie and pretends it's talking to me and expects me to play along. I'm not into it and mostly just ignore this, but recently she got annoyed at me and she asked me why I don't care about them or talk to them. And I said, "You understand they're not real, right?" And she got extremely upset and yelled at me for being mean and not taking her seriously. Some things to note: she is very stable, has a good job, and is a homeowner. You say that, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure there are people who can function and keep doing all that stuff and have something going on upstairs, you know. None of us are perfect, but back to it. Some of the plushies have sentimental value. She's had them for decades, but some are just random ones she picked up from a Target or whatever. Am I the beehole? I'm gonna say no, you're not the beehole. That would weird me out, you know, that'd be a huge turn off. But it's not her collecting the plushies that's weird. That's fine. Collect them all, name them, have you think of them as a thing. We do that all the time. You know, I mean, we put that on things and we see like we give animals voices and think they're human, stuff like that. We do that. I get that. But yeah, it gets a bit taxing when she's trying to force you or bring you into the whole role play thing with the stuffed animals, which is yeah, that would really creep me out. And I know you say she's stable, but from what you're telling me in the story, she's not stable. Um, I don't know what to tell you here. This sounds like something's going on upstairs with her, because I collect things too. I think people have the things they like and want to collect. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm not talking to my things I collect. Something might be going on up there. I don't know. But OP, I don't know what to tell you how to get out of this one, but I'm gonna definitely say you're not the beehole. Looked in the comments, and I guess maybe this is it. It comes from Intelligent Big 1437. It's actually more common than people think. Usually this behavior stems from an overload of responsibilities and just wanting to be a kid. Again, she might be feeling vulnerable and this is her way of expressing it. It doesn't hurt you, so if you care about her, I recommend just going along with it. It can be several other habits or activities that could be worse. I could see it being that because you have those people who are in charge of a giant company, but then when they go home they want to be submissive to someone. You know what I'm saying. So it could be kind of that, like she's just wanting to be a kid, but I don't agree with going along with it. If she wants to do her thing, let her do her thing. But yeah, I disagree with going along with it. But what you said, I mean, that makes sense to me. That could be it. And our final one is from Anxious Cut 6615. Am I the beehole for deliberately avoiding my wife's family while they're paying us a visit? Throwaway account for obvious reasons. I, a 35-year-old female, live with my wonderful wife Emma, a 34-year-old female, and our two children, 6-year-old twins, a boy and a girl. Emma's parents live in a different state. They are now paying us a visit in our home, and will be staying for 3 weeks with us. Oh my god, 3 weeks, 3 days is too much, but back to it. Though they never really liked me very much from the very beginning. The feeling was mutual as well. Now, while they're visiting, I'm keeping busy at work and trying to avoid getting into arguments with them, or causing any problems. I mostly achieve this by avoiding them. I already told Emma that I would do this, and I want to enjoy her having her parents over, but I wouldn't sit around with them too much. She's completely understood. For instance, I'd play with the kids or take them out and let Emma have a one-on-one time with her folks, or I'd work a few more hours, etc., etc. The other day, my father-in-law complained to me about not being present around them too much. I simply said I was busy, but he said he was not a child, and he could clearly see they were being avoided. I only explained that I wish for things to remain civil between us, and I was trying to avoid problems from arising. Emma also backed me up. Father-in-law accused me of being a rude hostess, and acting disrespectfully. I argued on the contrary that I was acting quite respectfully, and trying to avoid any problems, especially around my children, and simultaneously allowing them to spend time with their daughter and grandkids. Is this really a beehole move? No, P. I think you're being really, accommodating. Getting out of their way, especially since you guys are probably gonna start fighting, and I'm pretty sure your wife doesn't want that to happen. So I'd say that's a good thing, removing yourself from the situation. It sucks that it's for 3 weeks. That's a lot of days and time to dodge someone. While I can't relate to that, I don't have a father-in-law or mother-in-law. I know my dad didn't get along with my mom's parents. They did not like him, and my dad is a good father. They were just judging because of levels of melanin, we'll put it like that. They were not kind in the beginning. They eventually mellowed out. Well, one of them did. The other one, you don't have too much information. But OP, so while I can't relate, I've seen what's going on with you, and I think you took the best course of action. Because it sounds like the father-in-law is going to want to start a fight with you no matter what. So OP, no, you're not the beehole, and I would say keep it up. Because look what happened when he talked to you for a second, trying to start a fight. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me. And can you please do what I said in the beginning? And like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out, it helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.